Hello. It said it is 2017 and everything is coming up me. I just had, I can't even explain it. I had what was described as a couple people in my task force as the best attack they've ever seen from me, which I am quite happy about. And I just finished Dr. Terror, boosted obviously, but I lost a total of 0 troops. And one of the things I did on Dr. Terror Stage 6, not really all that useful watching because I'm on full boost. I could probably drop my troops and go to sleep, but I did the unthinkable, what has always eluded me on my previous attacks, and that is, oh, it must have been on Stage 7. Scratch that. Anyways, so much for having a teaser. On my last attack, just now, I finally completed what I've been trying to do for a long time, and what my not last contest, but the contest before was about. I finally, I lost 1 troop right here to that sniper. But wait for it, here it comes, the most exciting moment in my Boom Beach history. We'll watch it at 1 speed. 3 shocks, pretty easy base, love my corner bases, basically flash killed it, but then the fun part. Let's watch this mortar. Look at this. Oh, it's amazing. The last building, should have slowed it down. I'll show it again in 4 times mode just because it's worth watching again. It was absolutely amazing. Come on. Here we go. So, I'm going to talk about 3 things in this video. I just got it. Let's go. Let's speed it up. Come on. 3 operation attack details that I feel like many people are missing. Here we go. Oh, this isn't it yet. Come on. Oh, it's exciting. I'm sure you all love to watch buildings blow up in half speed. Wait for it. Wait for it. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, not exciting, obviously. I was excited by it. You probably weren't. So, let's have a look. We are doing Forlorn Hope. We have Strategize should go down next attack. Chimera should go down next attack. Callisto should go down next attack, which gives us 19 for Minotaur and Cooker. So, pretty good shape. No new bases this time. I drew Javanese. Where did Javanese go? I hit it first with Omi because I didn't think I could take it down. I'll show you what I did. So, the first thing you need to remember about operation attacks is most important is thinking about the next attack. So the reason why I did this attack is because I'm going to have to, if I didn't take these machine guns out, I would have had to start smoking around the yellow line. And then I would have had to probably have 2 smokes just to get to the machine guns, probably maybe 1.5. But then there's all these mines back here. So I would have had to use extra GBE to get to the machine guns. Then I would have had to use extra GBE to clear the mines. So instead, and the core is, I mean, this is a 154 base on Forlorn Hope. So it's a beefy core. You'll see that later on. But so instead, I actually screwed this up a little bit. So the first thing I did was clear the mines. Those are the critical mines. If you're going to come up this central path, those 3 mines are important. You can miss these ones. You can miss the boom mine, but now, see, I must have bumped artillery there, so I wasted some GBE there, which is unfortunate. And the second thing that I need to remember is that this GBE over here is easily attainable with Zookas. So I wanted to make sure to leave that for the next attack. That way I could farm as much GBE as possible, get super high GBE. I think I got up to like 230 or something ridiculous like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to ignore that. Don't want to touch any of that front GBE. Just going to clear some of the flamethrowers. And at this point, it's all bonus. I'm just clearing mines, clearing some of the flamethrowers. And then these these flamethrowers are you can easily get them as long as you use only 2 boats of Zuka. So now I'm just going to clear mines. Now, you'll notice that all the mines are clear for that whole path. Nice and simple. And I managed to clear that. So, not bad. The first thing to do is always think about the next attack. I know that other streams stress that, other videos stress that, but I just wanted to throw it out to my subscribers and say, always, always, always think about the next attack. Secondly, you consider all GBE. There is free GBE up here, and I always see people just go up to the back of core. Let's make sure I got some volume. That volume's good. People just skip this front GBE. Same thing on Callisto. People skip the front GBE. Look around, try and find some free GBE. You can likely find some. There's usually free GBE floating around. So next up, split your boats. Oops, I decided to go up behind core, so I cleared these mines to start with. Let's pause here. So by using only 2 boats, you can take out flamethrowers. You don't have to shock them. If you use 2 boats or less, you can clear flamethrowers. Now it gets to be a little bit tricky when they, say for example, if my Zukas were to target something besides this, they would have targeted this flamethrower first, for example, because they would have walked into range of this one. But always, always, always think about splitting your boats. Whether that be using some grenadiers in the front. I could have used grenadiers there, but it would have been slower, obviously. And so then I bring these boats up. And the only reason I did it here was because I was trying to avoid a flare. I'm going to have to regroup the rest of my boats at some point anyways. So I just brought them up and used that flare. Now this path is not a path that we use terribly often, but I wanted to go somewhere. See, these rocket launchers, I was afraid they were going to be in range. All it takes is one Zuka to come down into that line up there, and splash damage is going to ruin your life. So anyways, let's carry on. Now, this flare, you'll notice, isn't a corner flare, but it's in line with that wall. And that's what I wanted to do, is you get the best results when you use wall flares. I'm not the best to describe that. There's a video by a guy named Savage Warrior which describes it way, way better than I ever could. But have a look at it. Try to use wall flares whenever you can. And when you can't use wall flares, make up your own wall flares that are in that. See how it's in the same line? And then we get right up in there with a nice 2 smoke spread. Now one thing that should be noticed is that there's actually a DC behind here, which since the update a while ago now would eat up your Zukas. So I am going to shock one more thing just to keep blabbing. Right now is when I have the most possible damage. I have all of my troops. So if you're going to use 3 shocks, like in this situation you can get away with 2 and then critters for the Doom Cannon, for example. I had 5 shocks when I got back there, as far as GBE goes. So the time to use it is at the beginning of your attack, when you have the majority of your troops. You do the most damage you can do in an entire attack in the first 2 seconds when the smoke lifts. And that's because you have all your troops, and as soon as I lose 1 Zuka to this sniper tower, for example, I'm doing less damage. So use your shocks early and you'll do more damage. So let's see here. Last second shock. Almost a little bit late, but and obviously shock the machine guns first. You got a bit of delay on the Doom Cannon and the rocket launcher. And you'll see I'm losing troops there, so I'm doing less and less damage with each second that passes. Dropped another. This shock down here is so hard, but on a bigger screen it's much, much easier. I tend to attack on my Note 3, which is a 5.7-inch screen. On this attack, I always use an iPad. It's just way bigger and it's way easier to click that spot. and down it went. And you saw, like, that's 142% damage through 2 full shocks of me hitting it. So that's a lot of damage. I'm sure it was over 2 million. It had to be, I think, based on the numbers. But either way, that was a very, very fun attack, taking out Java in 2. I don't think this base could have been soloed just because of these I mean, if you could get into that gap behind the flare there and not have the rocket launcher see you, maybe, but I just didn't want to. The thing is, if I would have missed this, it's a long way for someone to go, and they don't have. I've used up all the spare front GBE, so my thinking is it's better to do the clearing attack first. That way, the second attack can hopefully finish. So that's it for me really today. I just wanted to, most importantly, I finally got the flare on the last available building, which is totally irrelevant. No one cares except for me probably, but a little game I play with myself, and I finally got it. So that's it. I'm going to do one more attack here just before I log off. I've got full boost, so basically anything that gets in my way should go down. I'm going to use extra GBE on these flamethrowers, which I normally wouldn't do, but we might as well. Oh, actually, that's what I'll do. I'll show you one more attack I did. It was, I got a little bit lucky. I almost screwed it up. You'll see. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Let's throw this smoke nice and wide. Now, I've been helping a buddy out in his task force over the last week or so, just hitting for him. And one thing I've noticed is that many players don't know how to smoke the shore. So I'm going to be redoing my shorelines video. Look for that very soon. Being able to drop with 2 smokes or 3 at the very most is critical, and I've seen way too many 4 to 5 to 6 smoke drops in the last little bit. So I will be putting out a new video there. Let's find, where did it go? Right here. So watch this. I don't have troop health and I don't scout. So that means that any one of these mines would take out basically all of my troops if I hit it. So I'm just going to do a quick show on 2-speed. At this point, everything's going fairly well. Pretty standard issue attack. He's got no ice, so there's not a lot of chance that he has against my fully boosted Zukas. I'm going to wait until, there we go. So now I'm going to put it on half speed. You'll notice that right behind this rocket launcher is a mine. I did not notice that mine until I dropped this smoke, and then I went, oh crap, bad danger. So I did a bit of a seesaw, switched to artillery, and then reflared. Got very lucky and managed to take him down with hardly any losses, but just one of those things. If you don't have troop health, you have to be vigilant looking for mines, and I got very lucky there. Let's see here. I'll show it to you in regular speed. It doesn't look all that good in half speed, but in regular speed, you can see just how fast you have to react, because I got a little bit lucky there. So here, let's go to regular speed. My standard 3 smoke drop. I like to drop the smoke after the landing crafts are down. A lot of people like to do it first, but here we go. So there's a bit of fast fingering here. Yes, that sounded bad. That's what she said. Flare, artillery, flare again. Got a little bit lucky. Those smokes were still up, but anyways, that's it for today. Super quick. Actually, let me just. I keep trying. Do we have anything amazing for? Diesel had a fang. I'll show you another thing from the other task force. I keep seeing people, their task forces, clear these rocket launchers, clear these rocket launchers, do all sorts of clearing when there's no need for it at all. Now, obviously, this attack, Diesel has 5 troop damage statues, which means he is a beast and can do a lot of damage in one shock cycle. So, again, he gets this GBE. This GBE is free. There's nothing guarding it. Take it. I mean, if you're the low guy on your task force, don't take it. But if you have 5 troop damage statues, look for that extra free GBE. Does the wrap. Let's show it in 1 time speed. hits the core. Diesel has crazy fast fingers. 3 good shocks. I think he just misses. His critters were, I think, were like a half second too late. See, like if those critters would have been a little bit earlier, he would have got it. He got it down to 100k though. And then we had a super low. We'll have a super low level guy hit it. We've got a couple alternate accounts in our task force, but that is Forlorn Hope. That is me giving a little bit of suggestions of things to think about, and most importantly, me flaring the last building. Thanks for watching. January 3rd, I'll be back. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, I guess tomorrow's War Factory Day for the future. But anyways, thanks for watching. Peace.